Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming out. We have a 2006 Cub Cadet made by MTD, 173cc, 6.75 horsepower engine. This thing has a Chinese-made engine, and my scrapper dropped it off after dark last night. I gave 10 for it. He had it on the trailer. I looked it over. He said it ran. What he means is it started with starting fluid, so I didn't want to get him too excited. I looked it over, saw this missing cover here, and the oil dipstick is missing. I told him 10. He seemed to be okay with the $10 selling price. This thing's well used. That's why it's getting the double turd today. He also had this pressure washer engine. He said he trashed the pressure washer because the frame was rusty. So this has a short shaft. I want to know if any of you guys have messed with converting these into lawnmower engines. With the short shaft here, it would be difficult to transform, just because it's not lowering the blade closer to the ground. It would be hugging the deck, and you would not get a good cut. I'm wondering if any of you know of an adapter, an extra long adapter that would give you the necessary length in the shaft. Let me know what you guys know about this. I've got a few of these hanging around. They would make good candidates for lawnmower engines. I just need a longer adapter here. The only other issue would be is the pressure washers have an on and off switch here near the carb. You would have to control your engine by coming over to this. There would be no safety brake cable unless I rigged one up. It looks like the block has a spot here to put my linkage back on if I went that route with setting up a cable. Otherwise, it's this on and off switch. This is a 2018. I gave 10 for this, figuring the parts, the carb and the recoil, are worth 10. I have two of these other yellow cubbies in my stash of mowers. I stole a dipstick off of one of those, and this is what the cover should look like. I have a well-used, cockroach-infested filter. So you would have the filter and the pre-screen foam. So somebody's used part of a maybe orange juice container here to make a cover. They've also cut some slits in it to fit in the openings for the tab. They've used a drywall screw here to hold it. I might also take that off. I'm going to install the dipstick. I already checked the oil and it was low. I put some used oil in it just to bring it up a little bit to try to start it. There's no gas in the tank. Some sort of container. They cut the side off of it, made a couple of slits here to hold it in place. Rudimentary air filter cover. No air filter. Now, if there was a filter in place, I would call this acceptable, but this is chicken shit with no filter in this doodad. So, double turd, let's see what we're going to do. Let's try happy juicing it, I think. And if we get action, I'll put fuel in the tank. And maybe we have a winner, but I don't think so. The other thing I see, somebody put a towel there. Is that because the carb's leaking gas? This would soak up the gas. This has got to go. Thanks, you too. Neighbor giving me a friendly hello. Other issue is the pull cord seems to be a little oversized. I think the cord is too big for the recoil. It's getting bound up, and it's too short. I almost pulled my arm out of my shoulder socket. It's a couple feet too long. I can't get a good pull on this. It did fire off, smoky as hell. Let me put fuel in this thing. This thing's kind of a mystery right now. I don't see any fuel dripping out of the carb. Let me move you to this side. You can tell me if it explodes. I'll put you guys in the line of fire. I'm going to stand off to the side and try starting this 2006. Okay, somewhat of a screw up on my part. I had forgotten these cubbies have a manual choke. I had not set the choke on start. So it did start without choking it. And what I'm finding is without choke, it's running a little rough. I brought the choke back, cutting off some of the air, and it increased the running performance. So that tells me the carburetor has a blockage, maybe a jet blockage of some sort. It's running on better on full choke. So this is kind of a weird one. I'll definitely have to add more cord to the pull start. It's too short. So carb clean, the funny thing is it's acting like it's out of time as far as pulling it over. Every once in a while you hit that one spot where you can't pull it past the compression stroke. It feels like the timing's off. But it seemed to run okay just then, without a lot of backfiring and crappy idling. Now it won't do anything. I'm going to try half choking it. Okay, so I'll try a carb clean when I have the recoil off. I may pull the flywheel and just make sure that we're square on the keyway and there's no issue there. Let me see, for the fun of it, let's turn this on its side and look for any abnormal catastrophic blade damage. That'll be a good indicator. So let me turn this double turd over. So I don't know why they put this thing to the curb. Maybe got a newer machine. Pull the plug wire. Blade looks in good condition. It is a little flat, but not terribly bad. Blade is not bent. So, I don't know why it's giving me that hard pull. I'll have to investigate further. It still gets the double turd, the 2006 Cubby. I can't tell you who's leaving. All I can tell you is they're moving. We've got ceilings of about 1,000 feet, and he's at 2,000 feet, so I couldn't see his markings, but somebody's leaving Southwest Florida. We had fog this morning, still overcast, like I said, no sun in sight. Anywho, thanks for coming out and looking at this '06. Still a mystery as far as why it's kicking back every once in a while. You guys have any suggestions for me what to look at? Maybe a valve issue? That's a possibility. The valves may be out of whack. Time to set the valves properly. I didn't see any blade damage. Anywho, appreciate you coming out, checking out my channel. Please like and subscribe. And as always, tip your waitress and wait staff. They depend on you. Have a good day today.